As entrepreneurs, we often chase success that looks good on paper, revenue goals, launches, scaling milestones. But real success is the kind that supports your home life, your relationships, and your peace of mind. In this episode, we're diving into how to build a business and a family life that thrives together. We'll talk about creating alignment, systems, rhythms that serve your family while still moving you forward through your business. Because growth should feel fulfilling, not exhausting. So let's get into this today. One of the points that I'm always thinking about is assessing how I can continue to grow my business without losing balance at home. It is essential for us to keep things in an organized fashion so that we are focusing on the soul led success growth rather than just moving into that hustle culture. We don't want to be focusing on just doing more. We want to focus on doing the right kinds of actions less often, because that's truly what it's going to take in order for us to have that togetherness. Growth isn't just scaling, it's strengthening the relationships that you have at home. So, aligning your family values with business decisions is what is going to be essential. And then also looking at the different seasons of growth. How are we building? How are we balancing? Where are we resting? How are we incorporating all of these things as we are building out our plans? When I sit down with my family, I ask them, how can we create a shared vision together? So we always start with the family mission statement that guides both our business and our home. The questions that I ask and questions that also you can ask are, what is the kind of life we are building together? How does our business support the vision? And how do we want to include all of ourselves in this? And how does each family member contribute to this vision? It's really important to get your kids involved in setting goals and celebrating the wins. Even when they're little, my 5-year-old is all about talking about the wins of the day. When she gets home from school and when we do any kind of family activities, we look at, what did we learn? How did we grow in that experience? If you can bring systems that bring peace into the equation, it simplifies both the worlds. So, workflows, delegation, time blocking, automation, all of those things are going to help you to stay more organized on the home front. Routines, shared schedules, boundaries, and family time that actually helps create more freedom and less restriction. This is something that we have up on our whiteboard every single week. These are the goals. These are our responsibilities. This is what I'm going to be focusing on this week. So, this is what mommy's going to be doing. This is what daddy's going to be doing. And it helps to bring all of us together so that we're all on the same page. So, if you think about your family as a partner, each of them are partnering with you for growth, then you ultimately grow together and not apart. I'm always asking my husband, how can we grow closer together? And the way that we do that is we look at our emotional ties to all the different commitments that we have. If we are emotionally committed, then that means that we're going to be all in whatever it is that we say yes to. We have to look at how we're balancing our leadership, how we're balancing what we're saying yes to, and if it does really make sense within this specific season. And one thing that my husband and I have committed to is raising future entrepreneurs. He and I both love entrepreneurship. So we definitely want to teach our kids the value of work, money, and purpose. So if they do choose to jump into entrepreneurship, then they know how to do it. They know what they're in for. It's a great way to involve your children in the entrepreneurial world, and it helps them to see what modeling balance looks like. And from my standpoint, I want to show them that fulfillment matters more than the constant hustle. I want to be fulfilled every single day in the work that I'm doing. You're either building your own business or you're building someone else's. And if you can have the tools and the resources to be able to build your own, to be able to make impact in the world, then that is going to be the most fulfilling life that you can have. I want to help my kids create sustained growth that feeds the soul. And also want to help, sorry, go ahead. If we have sustaining growth that feeds the soul, it's really going to help redefine what success looks like beyond the numbers. We don't want to just be focusing on the numbers. We want this to be big picture. We want to protect our family culture as our business expands and celebrating everything along the way, celebrating those milestones as a family and not just focusing on the wins or all those long-term goals, because this is a unit that you are creating. You're creating it on a daily basis by the choices that you say yes to, by the things that you commit to, and what you get involved in. So remember this, your family is your first legacy. Your business is simply a vehicle that helps to get you there and helps to fuel it. And it's really essential that you make sure that that is at the pinnacle. That's your priority before going out into the world, because if it's not good on the home front, it's going to be very difficult to be effective in the workplace. And we want to make sure that we're aligning our business goals with our family priorities, because that is what is going to be the big picture, right? So you're going to be able to have so much more freedom and flexibility when you have the clarity to be able to know what is most important. And the only way to truly do that is to sit down with yourself, have time for self awareness, and get clear with your unit as a whole. And I would just encourage you to take the time to really evaluate where you are now. What do you want for your family? What kind of goals do you want to set? What is the foundation for what you are trying to create? The family growth business plan is what makes all the difference in the world. And that's what my husband and I have committed to in looking at how we're bettering ourselves every single day, not only as business owners, but as parents, as change makers, as mentors, those that are having a family centered lens to really truly make a difference in not only the home, but also in society. If this episode inspired you to look at growth a little bit more intentionally from a family centered focus, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your favorite takeaway on social media. And I want to take a moment to celebrate the fact that you're here right now, that you're here listening to this, because when we listen and we open ourselves up to what could possibly be, we are setting the tone for change and transitioning into a place where so much more is possible, not just on the home front, but in the world. So you realize that growth is not just about the numbers, it's your relationships, your peace, your purpose, everything in between. And what you're creating is building a life that truly feeds your soul. Thank you so much for tuning in today to Dream Ignite Build. We hope that you'll subscribe to us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week.